Hello, CEO teachers. Welcome back to the show. This one's fun. We're going to talk about like when things are really, really exciting. And that's right now in the springtime. This is our best season ever besides back to school season when it comes to being a CEO teacher. All aboard that confirmation of the CEO teacher train coming by. And so this is an exciting time for you to think about how can you revamp your marketing strategy? How can you make sure that people are seeing your stuff? We live for this here at the CEO teacher. So on today's show, we're going to talk about spring's top marketing strategies. Stick around. You don't want to miss it. I love this quote. Anne Bradstreet once said, "If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant." And I could not agree with that more. I get emotional about a lot of things. You've heard me cry about CEO teacher journeys and all of that. But one of my favorite things to get emotional about is springtime, especially in the South, whenever the pecan trees start to bloom, pecan, whatever you say it. I mean, allergies are going to get vamped up, but I cannot express to you the pure gratitude that I have when I walk outside in South Georgia and see the green leaves come on the pecan trees because it's just vibrant. It's like this blue sky matched with these green leaves that are finally starting to come back. I will just stop and stare and just count the leaves and go, thank you, God, because when spring has sprung, I'm finally back. I am back. I know that the darkness is done. Any of my seasonal depression lovers out there, because it's dark times for me from December until March. So we are coming out of the thick of it, and I cannot wait. A Chinese proverb once said, "Be not afraid of growing slowly. Be afraid only of standing still." So I want you to know that implementing a brand refresh can really help magnify the impact of your creativity and your new ideas. Plus, it can be a really great first impression for collaborations and growth in your business. And I want you to also know that branding yourself again is not starting over. In fact, it could be just improving what you already have. I'll never, ever forget the moment I was when we got our most recent brand refresh about a year and a half ago. And I knew it was going to be a very expensive overhaul, but I had a vision, right? I had this vision, and it was 10 years in the making. It wasn't something that came overnight. Action brings clarity. Clarity produces results. And I spoke the vision to Allie, who is my second in command. Honestly, she probably should be the first in command because she's that good. And I was like, this is what I see. And we talked about it together, and Tina came in and we all gave our opinions, and Tina does a great job of like putting my vision to words, and Allie can put it into factual step-by-step strategies. And so we created this beautiful, robust vision of what the CEO teacher was going to be, what we felt like it was already, but no one else could see it. And we had our meeting with our graphic designer, and it was a long process of trial and error. Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? And so we were in about a 2-week runway or 2-week stretch before we got our brand refresh back. And I never will forget where I was. I don't ever check my phone when I drive. I am a granny. I go the speed limit. I don't check my telephone. But for some reason, I had looked down right before I had left work, and I checked my email because I knew we were getting the brand refresh before the end of the day, and the email did not pop up and it wasn't there yet. And so I'm going downtown Main Street in my little hometown, and I am near my church of all places. And I looked down and my phone was still lit up. Our town's really small, so I had only been gone from my office for about 2 minutes. And I looked down and there was the email from our graphic designer that said brand refresh draft 1. And it was like 45 pages of different elements and designs and website ideas and icons. And I was like, oh, I pulled over right away into the church parking lot. I thought that, how ironic is that's where I am. But when I tell you, I had never experienced something where I cried uncontrollably and said, this is it. This is the vision. This is the future. This is everything that I have dreamed of for the last 10 years in a brand refresh. And I believe that that refresh is the reason why our business is so successful, why I get invited to sit at big tables now. I actually was in Costa Rica a few weeks ago, and everyone there would come up and say, I screenshot your website. It's remarkable. Someone came up and said, who did your branding? I can't even put my mind around it. And that is the power of a brand refresh. Now, I used a graphic designer, but you can do this yourself. The world of Canva is so beautiful now, and you can really do this yourself. However, you got to have a vision. You got to get very clear on who you are and who you serve. And springtime is the perfect time to find your creativity again. 8% of marketers say working on a rebrand can last between 1 and 2 years. Consumers are 2.5 times more likely to choose a brand that they see and recognize. Remember that awareness is key. So our brand refresh was about a year and a half ago, and we are just seeing the repercussions of how beautiful this has been and how much awareness it has drawn in the online space. Brand awareness takes 5 to 7 impressions to create, where people start going, oh, I know who that is. 1 in 5 Americans report making over $15,000 a year just from their side jobs. So putting in a little extra effort for a brand refresh this time of year for $15,000 extra dollars sounds like a pretty darn good investment to me. 40% of marketers have documented content marketing strategies to help them, and 33% have a strategy, but it's not documented. Michael Gerber from the book The E-Myth Revisited said, if you have a business that cannot run without you, you don't have a business. And I was like, wow. I mean, I'm ad-libbing there. He says it's a little bit different than that, but it's so true. If you don't have a strategy for your business to take place without you and you're not there, you don't have a real business. 27% of businesses say they have no strategy whatsoever. Don't let that be you. Don't let that be you this year. Have a strategy and have a business that lasts a lifetime. Springtime is all about letting the light back in, longer days, warmer climates, and leaving room for new ideas and fresh perspectives. Spring fever can challenge even the most seasoned educators, though, while you're in the classroom. So remember that although it can be hard in the classroom, this is where your creativity can shine outside of the classroom. So remember that you need to renew your relationships, not only in the classroom and your expectations and all of that, but also in your business. This is time for you to create relationships with people online, awareness, and to grow. It might just be a little bit differently. So we wanted to give you some of our top marketing strategies for the springtime. First is right before we get sprung, I want you to do a winter closeout sale. Quickly package your winter offers and throw one last sale to get that boost in your pocket. Next is spring clean your brand messaging and your welcome sequences. If you're sending out emails that are welcoming people, it's time to do a little bit of a kickstart. Get clear again on who you are and who you serve and how you serve them. Refresh all of those welcome emails so that they don't feel like they're getting dust on them. Prioritize consistency in the springtime. Remember, those who go all in are the people that win. And be about more than just your products. I want you to show up and show out, friends. I feel like for the first time in a long time, we are doing that on social media right now. If you don't follow us on Instagram, go to Casey Morris on Instagram or the CEO Teacher to see kind of how we are putting our best foot forward when it comes to showing up for our people this springtime. Next is that you could spring forward into a new offer and inspire that offer from the season. Like math teachers, here's a tax season thing, or literacy teachers, here's World Book Day, or nature teachers, let's talk about Earth Day. World language teachers, hey, let's do some fun on Cinco de Mayo. And art teachers, maybe we could go fly a kite today. You could also do something with teacher appreciation. You can make some packages like teachers supporting other teachers, create an offer specific to educators and market it to schools directly so you could sell it to districts and make a lot more money for your work. Not just another TPT sale, but a real package that people could find success in, and it could get you job opportunities for years to come. You could also send virtual spring bouquets to customers from places like 800flowers.com. This is a fun way to say thank you for being here. And remember, this goes back to relationship building. We believe that you should be a good human first, be good to all people, but undoubtedly, the more you give, the more you get, even if it is just virtual flowers. Another idea is to change up your calls to action. So make them more spring related. Instead of sign up now, why don't you say something like, get in our program before the Easter lilies bloom, or something really fun and unique that has to do with springtime. Another thing that you could do that a lot of our students are diving into is get on LinkedIn. You can connect, grow, and strengthen your professional relationships. You could also highlight other teacher businesses. We love this. We love this. Be a hype girl or a hype guy. There has never been a time in my life when I have not hyped up someone else that it has not paid me back tenfold. I don't hype up people for it to pay me back, but it does. I was just at a race this weekend in Jacksonville, Florida, the Gate River Run. My extroverted heart was just living for the moment. There's 16,000 people in one small area. And so I take it upon myself to hype everyone up. The police officer that went by, I was like, girl, those lashes look so good. The girl that was beside me had the coolest tatted back I'd ever seen. I was like, tattoo game strong. And so hyping other people up, especially in the business world, can help you boost your energy and your excitement of life. And helping other people win is exactly how you win too. So think about ways that you can highlight other teacher businesses and you don't ask for anything in return. Because remember, the more you give, the more you get. So, in line with doing a brand refresh, you could also do a website refresh and brand little updates in case you don't have time to do an entire refresh. Remember, this is all about growing one step at a time. And then collaborate and get ahead for summer summits. These are a really big time for our teachers, using things like LinkedIn connections to apply for summer speaking engagements, or maybe you could collaborate on summer blog posts so that you can rest and recharge once June hits. No matter what you choose to take on this spring, remember to bring awareness to your business, clear up your messaging, and keep building real, authentic relationships with your audience. Become one of the 40% of content creators who has a marketing strategy actually written down. Remember, Michael Gerber says that if your business depends on you, you don't own a business, you have a job. And it's the worst job in the world because you're working for a lunatic. So remember, it's important to have a strategy, especially right now in this spring season. Thanks so much for listening. As always, remember, your best is yet to come. And I'll see you right here next Wednesday.